Yeah, my hair decided to not cooperate with me, as per usual. Hi, Ira. Oh, no. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, really. And the only reason I'm asking is I don't have my little indicator at the bottom. It's kind of pointless explanation if they can't hear me. Okay, good. Yeah, the little indicator is not blinking, so I thought I'd ask. But hello, Alicia. Hello, Ira. Hello, Wolf. I hope you guys are having a good night. My God, it is hot in this room. Like between this computer. Ooh, that's warm. Between this computer and then my heater in the back, which I should probably turn off before I leave. I'm melting. Hi, Sharos. Oh, not too bad, Alicia. Not too bad. I got a lot accomplished today, which I'm glad about. I got the video done, so now I've got to do the second part of it and film more. I got to film a lot. Hopefully, I have some time tomorrow. And then I reorganized my kitchen, got laundry done, cleaned this room like a little thoroughly. Clean when I was reorganizing my kitchen, I cleaned it too, like pretty thoroughly. So yeah, having fun with that. Oh, she's good, Alicia. She's given attitude, but I mean, that's what every 3-year-old does. I don't know. I'm hoping she doesn't. What do you count as interesting, Shar? Because I feel like you have something you want to share. You're just asking if everybody else has. Just anything. So Valentine's Day is coming up, Ira. I'm waiting for Space to pop in and say how they're going to spend Valentine's Day. I swear, every time Space comes in, and it's a good thing, always has some good tea. It's great. I'm just waiting to see how they say they're going to spend Valentine's Day. I think it'll be fantastic. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks. But I mean, how I think about it this way is like, it's on Taco Tuesday. Have love with tacos. Ooh, that's nice, Shar. Well, my week hasn't been too bad here. I'm mostly just working, and that's about it. I'm confused, Cryptid. What does ultra mega gay mean? I didn't know that there were different levels. If anybody wants to explain the level system to me, you may. Oh, that's fair, Shar. I mean, maybe back down since you've got so many other parties interested that you know personally. I mean, get the kid a Valentine if you want, just to be nice, but don't make it a oof. That's a ooh, that could be tricky navigating, Shar. Just be warned. Oh, that's good, Alicia. Yeah. A good week's a good week as long as nothing too dramatic happens, and working's not a bad way to spend your week. Fair enough, Cryptid. That's fine, Era. That happens. But at least you know. Okay, I'm gonna give this advice right now because this happened to me. If you have to think about whether you have a crush on somebody, you don't have a crush on somebody. Okay, don't don't make yourself like try to develop feelings for a person you didn't have any feelings for. I that happened to me. Like I thought I was like, maybe I'll get a crush on somebody, and then just pick somebody random, and that was like the worst decision I ever made. So I'm giving all y'all this advice right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like save yourself the trouble, save yourself the pain. Just don't do it. And I'm definitely not trying to be like, oh, never have a crush. Just if you don't already have some kind of feeling for the person, it's more just like, maybe I should like this person because of such and such reasons. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Just no. I want to save everybody the pain I went through. Don't do it. That's fair. It happens. That's fine. Sure. Like you can have um like you can like somebody platonically because they're kind to you doesn't mean you have to like go out and get feelings for them of that kind of that nature. Just I guess just appreciate that you have somebody that's platonically nice to you. Not many people have that. Not many people have that type of kindness in their life where the expectation isn't something deeper. Space worry. Right? Space's love life is so awesome. Oh, no problem, sure. I hate it when they can't take no for an answer. Like, honestly, if you tell them one thing and it's like a definite no, or it's a definite, this is not what we do, why do they keep asking? Like, it's not going to change just because you ask four more times. It's still no. Right? I can't remember if Space is in the Discord or not, but that would be funny. We summon Space through the Discord. I love my child, but she terrifies me sometimes. I just heard her bang the door open. Not this door, but a different door. It's not a sound you want to hear. That sounds like a good combination, Cryptid. I keep seeing those more and more. Like there's romance, but then there's like a lot of angst, and it's like sometimes it can get too much. Someone named Space come out and talk about your love life. They're gonna see this later and think we're crazy. No, customer is not always right. I hate that saying. The customer is always right. No, they're not. They're wrong. And then we bend the rules because we're supposed to appease the customer and then we get in trouble. Like, no. That shouldn't be how it works at all. And someone in my that's that happens, Zira. I mean, if it's better to tell them that they don't have a chance than to even unintentionally lead them on where they think they might have a chance. So honestly, it'd probably just be in your best interest to tell them. Don't tell them on Valentine's Day. Maybe tell them a couple days after. Unless they put you on the spot. If they put you on the spot, then you feel free because they're asking for it at that point. But, don't just do it like out of nowhere on Valentine's Day. If they put you on the spot on Valentine's Day, go right ahead. The reason I say that is just like people get weird on Valentine's Day. Their emotions get different. So I would personally just to everybody just advise don't do anything like emotionally charged on Valentine's Day. Don't, if you can help it, just don't. It gets weird. People get really, 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 really weird. My name is so I say something. No, you're good, Wolf. You're good, Wolf. Nice, Shar. Oh my god, Alicia. Oh my god. They asked you to prom and you didn't turn them down. Well, I mean, I went with a friend to prom, like, and he was very kind, very kind. We're still talk to this day. So, I mean, you can, as long as you make it aware to them, Ira. Again, not on Valentine's Day because people get weird on Valentine's Day. Just let them know later, like, hey, this is just platonic. I'm not really interested in you that way, but it would be still fun to go with you. I think you're a great person. So just tell them that you're interested in them platonic. Like, especially because highly emotionally charged events like Valentine's Day and prom and other days can lead to worse reactions to certain news than any other day just because of the heightened emotional sense. So avoid telling them on Valentine's Day. But again, if they put you on the spot, feel free because they're asking for it at that point because they put you there. They're like, we need to know. Don't. So yeah, but tell them any other day that it's just platonic. You just like them as a friend and that you just want this to be about being friends, not anything else. And just be as kind and gentle about it as possible because again, you're not out to hurt their feelings, but you do want to make sure that they know they're no chance and you don't want to lead them on by accident. No, Wolf, no way in hell. I'm the person to ask about what not to do. That's how it should be. What not to do. The opposite. Valentine's Day is the day my friends make me feel single. Yeah. You know what, Shar? It's probably a better way to spend the day, to be honest. Especially like if you're not already in a committed relationship, like a long-term committed relationship, it's probably just be better to be single on Valentine's Day. It gets, like I said, people get weird, like really weird, like abnormal. And it's not even a real holiday. Like it is, but it isn't. But no, it's one you shouldn't get too invested in. Do you believe in dating websites? Yes. I mean, it's the way people meet, I guess nowadays. I don't know. I can't say I haven't used one. I used one that was like a school-based one. People were just as weird there as they are in real life, so but I mean, yes and no. Yes, they're good. I don't know if they work for everybody, and I don't know if that's how people meet now, but I know people meet through dating apps. But for me personally, every single person I've dated, I've met in real life first. Like I met them in real life. I didn't meet them online and then met them in real life. I met them in real life first. Went to prom. Wow, 6 years. 6 years of prom. How long is your school? Go away, Discord. Where are you? There you are. Go away. 6 years of prom. I only thought there was maybe 2. Spent all my money on me. That's a good way to look at it, Char. I celebrated with my mom. That's perfectly. My parents actually, when we were growing up, would make Valentine's Day about us, and they'd give us treats and stuff. It was really nice. It was really cool. Day after Valentine's Day and Easter are the best, cheapest time. I mean, yeah, and after Halloween too. That's horrible, Cryptid. Like beautiful, but horrible. Like on Bambi, everybody gets Twitter pitted. Oh. Oh my god, no. Oh my god. Same as. Oh. Okay. That makes more sense here. I didn't go to dances until I was in high school. So. Well, space came and space delivered on the tea. That is horrible, Space. I'm so sorry. Yeah, right, Tech? Like, no. Realistically, no. That's all right. Well, we will be here hopefully. Hi, Angelica. How are you? We are currently talking about Valentine's Day and all the different ways we spend it. And right now, Space is giving us some relationship tea. Ah, fair, Angelica. Now, Space, I'm going to advise this just to save you some headaches. Don't go behind your parents' back to see this person. I know it's probably like you still want to be with them, you still care about them, all that good stuff. Just don't go behind your parents' back. They always find out, and it always ends badly. So just save yourself the headache and don't do anything sneaky because parents always know. They really do. It sucks because we think we're being so clever, and now we're being freaking obvious. It's like we have a neon sign on us. So just don't do it. Nobody wins in the end there, and it can actually make things worse, especially for you. So just let it go. It'll work out how it works out. So just let everything, especially like don't do it when everything's like super charged right now. Like it's super emotionally charged because you had to break up. It's his mom didn't like it, all sorts of things. So just let everything calm down. Give it a couple weeks, couple months, and then maybe broach the subject again. But don't do it right now. Please don't. Oh my God, Cascada. Yeah, I love her. That's fine as long as you guys are friends. It's like, and you're being respectful of that, but don't take advantage of the fact she's okay with you being friends by then doing stuff that you do with more than friends. Because again, parents find out, they get upset, and let's just not do that. Let's just. I've watched enough ID to see how this goes, and I don't want to see you on an episode, Space. Okay, I don't want to see you on an episode of Deadly Women or something like that where no, please no. I care about you too much for that. Wow, Cryptid, that's awesome. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that music, Angelica. I'm going with yes because I just screwed the cap on. Bye, Ira. Have a good night. My aunt told me not to get Twitter fit until I was 18. I know, Space. I know it's tempting because you're 18 and you think you can do whatever you want. But if you're still living within your parents' residence, you have to at least respect the rules they present because, like any other place where you live with multiple people, you respect the rules. Okay? Again, I do not want you to end up on Deadly Women or any show like that. So please just don't. That is my greatest fear. Is like is somebody I know is gonna get into relationship drama and then it's gonna end up as an episode of some show on ID and I'm just gonna have to sit there and watch and go, yeah, they were stupid. Yeah, that was I know that person. Yep. Nope. I can't. No, I'm not if I can prevent it, I will not let anybody do it. I know it is. Power works. Right, Shar? Oh, I'm sorry, Angelica. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like who like his name was William or something, yeah. Your first reaction was yeah, I mean, I can understand that side of it, Cryptid, yeah. There's a lot of work and everything that goes into it, a lot of work and emotion and investment. And like sometimes if you're just not in that frame of mind, it's just not worth it. So I can understand how relationships can be kind of dumb. Space. Angelica, I'm home alone. You might not want to say that too often, like too loud, Angelica. Oh yeah, it was Alexander. It was some. I knew it was some kind of posh name. As long as all the doors are locked, Angelica, you should be fine. Just keep him locked. Well, that's good space. Options. Or Jeremy Kyle. Hello, Wolf. Good to see you. Fair, Angelica. I remember the I remember the first time my parents left us home alone. I was 10 or 11. And they were literally just going up the street to somebody that they knew's house for like a party for just a couple of hours. My siblings and I were so freaked. Like what did we do? We closed all the blinds. We locked all the doors. We turned off the lights. We went down to the basement because we were like, we're safer in the basement. And we just sat there watching movies. And if one of us had to like go upstairs to get snacks, we would all go, kind of like the buddy system kind of deal. And then it got to like, what was it, 10 o'clock, and our parents hadn't shown up yet. And we got really panicked and scared. And my brother was freaked out and he thought something had happened. So we had to call, like, I called my mom and she was like, we're coming back in like an hour or so. And I'm like, okay, can you tell my brother that? Because he's freaked out and he thought you guys died. He legitimately thought they died on their way back from this party that was less than a block away. But granted, at the time he was 5, so it's okay. He's forgiven. Oh, Angelica, I know it's always stressful when your parents leave. After the first like couple years of being left alone, I didn't worry as much. I stopped worrying. I realized like locked doors are a good thing, and then having a phone around to dial 911 was all I needed. So I stopped caring at that point. Now I get left home alone. I'm like, this is okay. You stop being freaked out by it. Oh my God, that's horrible, Shar. 7 and you woke up alone? Oh my God, I would be freaking pissed. I would be absolutely pissed. Hello, Demon Child. Oh, that's good, Angelica. My siblings actually had a similar experience. So when they went to school, my mom would pick them up at the end of the day, obviously. So there was this one time my mom got there, like, I don't know, what did she say, 20 minutes early, because she happened to be on that side of town at the time. So she just went over there and she fell asleep. She just took a nap in the car and she woke up to my brother and sister, terrified. Their terrified faces looking at her inside the window, like from the window. They were tapping on the glass. They both looked like they'd been crying. Well, my brother probably, I think especially looked like he was crying. And they thought she had died in the car because she wasn't moving. She hadn't like waved him over or anything. They thought she died in the car. And my mom had to wave to the teacher to show she was fine and that they could go. And that's all my brother kept saying for the rest of the day was, Mom, I thought you died. And then they came to get me. He told me the story. I couldn't stop laughing. Like now I think about it, like, this is freaking hilarious. But see, you had the older siblings all the time, Wolf. I was the oldest sibling, so I had to be the one to watch people. Woo, that's awesome, Angelica. That'd be an interesting way of using it, Cryptid. But congrats, Angelica. And Char, that's terrible. Is it restrictions like no driving after like 8, stuff like that? That's what I thought. I'd ask if you're in New York, but I don't know. New York had some. I got my permit in New York, and they had some weird ass rules. Wait, seriously, you're in New York? That's awesome, Angelica. All right, Space. What do you need advice about? We'll try our best. It's never left at home. Yeah, we weren't left alone too frequently, but that was just like the first time. And then after I turned 12. We were left alone more often. I think the longest was when my sister broke her, at the time, the longest we were left alone was when my sister broke her wrist. She fell at a roller rink and she snapped her wrist. And my mom took her to the hospital and they were gone until after midnight. My brother and I had fun though. We set up a camp basically in the living room full of, because our couch at the time had big plushy pillows. So we just set them up on the ground and pulled out blankets and stuff. And I think my mom had ordered us pizza or something. And we ate pizza and we had a treat and we watched movies and we talked and it was awesome. And my mom didn't show up until after midnight and she was just so pissed and so tired. And she saw what we were doing. She's like, carry on. I think we slept out there actually that night. Yeah, I think we did. That was fun. And then the longest they left us alone in the home alone was like 3 or 4 days when I was well over the age of 18. And they went on a trip, then like a short weekend trip. So, but until then, it had been like 8 hours when my sister broke her wrist. It's dumb though because I'm testing me. You probably love parking. It's annoying. Ooh, that sucks. Space, no, it would not be a good idea. Do not secretly date anybody. I'm telling you, do not do that. No, don't. Then just say that they're prescribed, Angelica. And I don't know what it is, but now you have to, like, when I came to where I am now, parallel parking wasn't even a thing on unfreeze. But anyway, parallel parking wasn't even on our test. It was oh god, learning roundabouts because they were installing roundabouts where I lived and we had to all know how to do it. People still don't know how to do it. I like barely know how to do it. Just tell them it's prescribed, Angelica. It's not like they can question for your prescription, dear. Because it's actually against the law to ask about a disability or something like that. So just say it's prescription. I have my glasses and I wear sunglasses over them. Because one, having transition glasses sucks. Two, having prescribed sunglasses is too many glasses to carry. And three, it's just convenient. It is an interesting fact. Actually, if you have blue eyes, like my brother, he honestly could not. I don't know how he does it now, but when he was a kid, he could not look anywhere near the sun because it would actually blind him to the point he was crying. It hurt that much. So I was aware of that, but I didn't know Hazel was affected. That's interesting. All right, let's see. Wolf's got a story. Oh, that's kind of adorable, to be honest, Wolf. That's fair, Angelica. Roundabouts are annoying. They are, Stephanie. They really are. Damn, Alicia. That's cold blooded. But I practiced parallel parking because we thought that was going to be on the test, and it wasn't. And I actually did pretty well parallel parking. I can parallel park pretty well now, but it's just God. I think I would have rather had that on the test than freaking roundabouts. But roundabouts are easier than parallel parking. It's the funniest shit. So I don't know what it is, but it felt like when we lived in Canada, everybody had a difficult time parallel parking. But where we lived in Canada, you couldn't survive without parallel parking. It was like our first night in Canada, and where we lived in Kingston, we went to this restaurant and we were sitting there, and it was downtown, so everybody parks on the street. We watched this couple try to parallel park for 15 minutes. And I mean, it got to the point where the wife got out of the car and was trying to direct, and they gave up. They couldn't get in, so they just left. My parents were like, this is going to be difficult for them because, everywhere is parallel parking. I didn't understand it. I thought that would be a standard thing on their test, but apparently it's not, learning how to parallel park. So I don't know. Interesting fact. Well, that's awesome, Angelica. Oh, right. Yep. No, I understand, Angelica, but that's still awesome. That'd be a very interesting development, Cryptid. Oh, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't have Alicia, but I probably would have gotten my ass handed to me by my mother for doing that. Oh, I'm sorry, Shara. I bet you are, Angelica. That's awesome. I'm glad that at least one of them's able to come see you. Right? The older you get and the more you realize the number goes up, the more you're like, really? I can't be this old. That's insane. That'd be really cool, Cryptid. I mean, it's go right ahead. There's no rule saying you can't. Each one would be different. Same basic concept, but very different ways of handling it. I'm sorry about that, Shar. That sucks. Two 2004 was not that long ago. Please don't remind me. Please don't remind me because that's when I turned 10, dude. That's awesome, Space. Fair, Alicia, but I think okay. My mom was not one for just telling you off, so leave it at that. But I would have been very much punished, and I would not have been allowed to get off that easily. How old is YouTube? When did YouTube start? I'm trying to think. When did YouTube start? Because I thought it started in response to that Super Bowl controversial halftime show, and I thought that was like in 05 or 06. Don't listen to him, Shar. You'll be better off. So just learn your languages and be awesome. About the best advice I can give. 2005. YouTube hasn't even reached 20 years yet. That's freaking crazy. It hasn't even been around 20 years yet, and now it is like such an integral part of our society that we can't even imagine. Like, it's like Google. How do you imagine life without Google? You can't. It's even a verb now. Just Google it. Yeah. No. Yeah, at this point, Angelica, it's just a fancy paperweight. DVDs were still a thing. Blockbuster was still a thing. Hollywood Video was still a thing. Movie Gallery was still a thing. Streaming services hadn't been invented yet. I kind of miss DVDs. I'm not gonna lie, and not for any dumb nostalgic reason of in my day it was so. No. I miss it because, and I know you can like once you buy it on this site you can have it for, but it's like no. I didn't have to go to a site that had it to buy it. I could just go to buy it and that's it. I had it. I don't have to worry about which site do I have this downloaded on, which site do I have this downloaded on. No, I could just go out, buy it, and put it in my collection, and there. It was fine. It was there. I didn't have to go looking for it. I didn't have to remember where I had put it. I didn't have to worry, do I have internet for this to work? Nope. Just go out to Target, buy the DVD, or Walmart, or any store. Really? Go out, buy the DVD of the movie I wanted, come home, play it. Didn't have to worry about the streaming sites or internet. It would just play. I do not miss CDs. I do not miss CDs at all because I like being able to pick and choose my songs for my playlist. I don't miss CDs. I miss DVDs just for the convenience. Like I know streaming's like, oh, you have everything. Well, not really. I'm missing a lot of movies and stuff I like, and I can't always find where they're at. Like sometimes I'll go searching for a movie that I know was on like Netflix a week ago, go on, and nope, it's gone now. Where is it? I don't know. Who did they loan it to? Why do they have to loan them out? Why do they cycle through things? Shouldn't it be big enough that we can have everything on there? Apparently not. Exactly, Angelica, exactly. Angelica, those are called VHS tapes. Don't say black tape things. Thanks, Alicia. At least I know I'm not as old as the internet. See? See, Angelica? See? Yep. Like you have it's not you buy it. You have to buy their edition of Boomerang to watch it. Like what? I have to. So I pay for your service. It's on your service, but through an extension. So then you pay more. Which reminds me, tech, cancel the Boomerang thing. We don't use it. And it's an additional $5. So just cancel it. I do not have a Walkman, but I still have a bunch of DVDs. Here's another cool thing. yes, you can get whole series on stream services, but you only get what was aired. If you buy the series on DVD, you get the shit that wasn't aired, so you get extended. You basically get extended cuts, like Golden Girls that they have scenes taken out for what they viewed on TV. Roseanne, Reba, a bunch of the older stuff, like they cut a lot out to fit it into the 22-minute time slot, and then to allow for commercials. But if you buy the DVDs, you don't have to worry about that, which is pretty cool. I have most of the Scooby Doo DVDs. I just want my Scooby Doo. I know. They'll never know what it was like to go buy DVDs of stuff when they can just stream it on at their convenience. Don't worry, Angelica. None of us subscribe to that, Velma. The Velma show is terrible. Oh, God. It's horrible. Don't nobody watch the Velma show. It's just, and it's not even terrible, just like in a way because of it being no Scooby. It's just terrible writing, terrible direction. It's just a terrible concept, and I don't even like. Just nobody watch it. Save your brain cells for something else. Just don't waste it on that. Everybody talks about how much crap it is. It is. It is. Just don't waste your brain cells on. It's someone. Yeah, it's Mindy Kaling's fanfic and her self insert at that. So I'm sorry, Space. Do you want to talk about it, or are you cool with just us giving you some love? What do you need? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Alicia, oh man. Space needs hugs, everybody. I don't think that was fan service. Oh my God, Tech. I don't know, Alicia. I don't know. At this point, life lessons do come from cartoons, but they're not always the best life lessons. Like, I can't say they were the greatest for us either, but I don't know. It feels like it's gotten worse. No, I feel you, Cryptid. A simpler time is better. I miss the simpler times. Oh my God. I'm laughing because one, we're getting a really good We're doing a good chain here. Also, because on TikTok for a while they were doing that song, and they were like having people pick up like air guitar, like not air guitar, right? Just get air like guitars or whatever, and start. If somebody was there and they were doing the sound, and then the na-na-nas would come up and they'd start beating the person in the head, and I'm like, oh god, sorry. I did not care for Mary Poppins. Just it was a boring movie to me. But Scooby Doo, 100%. I was even freaked out by it when I was a kid when I would watch the old like 70s episodes. And I watched, yeah, I didn't like Mary Poppins. It was just boring. Uh-huh. Yup. Oh, my parents had a home phone up until I think this last move when they moved to Oregon, and then they got rid of their home phone. But they had a home phone for the longest time and a wall phone with a long cord so you could walk around with it. And our cell phones, like I remember my mom had a cute little one that had a little flip thing. It wasn't a razor or anything at that time. It was just like a little flip with the antenna. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate phones nowadays too much, but I mean, it's not. I mean, yeah. I mean, Nokia is still a thing, which is surprising, but that's the thing. Nokia is still indestructible. These things break so easily. I didn't think Tom and Jerry had any words said in it. Good old day. Yeah, we're one of those old people now. Now, Wolf. You wanted to be Mary Poppins? I did not. I wanted to never watch Mary Poppins. I like it better than I like The Wizard of Oz, but I'd still rather watch something else. Yep, Scooby-Doo meets Batman Robin, Scooby-Doo meets Sonny and Cher, Sandy Duncan, the Three Stooges, all sorts of. I remember the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. I remember Scrappy-Doo. I remember the weird-ass country cousin he had. I remember the movies they did with Shaggy and Scooby, like the werewolf race, the monster race, the ghoul school. I remember Flim Flam from 13 Ghosts Scooby Doo. Yeah, I think I've watched every single series of Scooby Doo that's ever come out, barring this weird ass Velma one. I pretty much seen all of them. And of all of them, if you're not going classic, I still say Mystery Inc. is probably the best one because the plot was freaking awesome and it was dark and it was fantastic. Supernatural Scooby Doo for the Scooby Natural was awesome. Love that Shire. They did it in one movie. Which one? No, they were actually real, Cryptid. The monsters were real. Scooby Natural was. Oh my god, it was great. Because Sam and Dean went there, and because it was like a cursed object that brought the TV to life and sucked them in, they actually the ghost was real, and the gang had a crisis of faith. It was hilarious. And I mean, they got the actual gang to like the voice actors for Scooby Doo. It was fantastic. And they cuss. They cuss. It's even better. So if anything, if you guys haven't seen it yet, watch Scooby Natural. It's like what was it, season 13 or 14, and it was just fantastic and just a really fun time. And Cass being drawn in was even better because he questioned why Scooby's talking. It's like, dude, you're an angel of the Lord on Earth, and you're questioning why a dog is talking. I think we got bigger issues here than the dog talking. But I would say of all of them, of all the different series of Scooby that's come out, Mystery Inc. is probably my favorite. I thought I was so skeptical at first because I didn't like the animation. I didn't like the revamp. Then I watched and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually really good. Like they had an overarching plot. It wasn't always just, the one-off monster of the week. They came back. There was an actual plot and mystery and lore and everything. It was great. And I would still sit down and watch that series or any episode of it that comes on. And they did so many callbacks to the original series and then to the other parts, like the different series, like having Vincent Van Gogh as an actor was fantastic. That was just great choice. Tom and Jerry, they spoke sometimes, like Tom and Jerry themselves really didn't speak. Some of the characters around them did. It wasn't, I thought it was a great show. And I like some of the more modern versions that they did too. They weren't terrible either. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island gave me freaking nightmares, man. That one gave me nightmares. I loved Witch's Ghost, hands down. Hex Girls for the win. But, no, Zombie Island gave me nightmares. It gave me freaking nightmares, man. It was hard to watch sometimes. But it is awesome now. Watching it now, it's just freaking brilliant. What are you talking about, Cryptid? Dean was into Daphne, not Velma. Velma was into Sam. Oh, Sarcastic Velma was just wonderful. I loved the dry wit. It was great. We promise never speak of him again. I know, that was a great one, Angelica. Yeah, in one movie, but most of the time they were very silent. I never understood like how they could be silent, but everybody around them could talk. That just didn't make any sense to me. But what you gonna do? Oh, which one? Shar, there was the bassist and then there was the guitarist. There was Dusk. There was Thorn, who was the main singer with the electric guitar. And then there was Luna. Luna was the bassist. And I loved that they had them in Mystery Inc. That was like one of my that's Thorn. Thorn was my favorite. I love her. She the voice actress also voices Commander Shepard, the female version, in Mass Effect. So I just love her even more. She's in so much. It's just great. And I love her so much. I love Jennifer Hale. Those episodes, Angelica, were freaking awesome. I loved them. I absolutely adored the Hex Girl episodes in Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. They were wonderful. And I mean, they did whole movies with them in the other series, in the What's New Scooby-Doo series, but there was just something special about it being in Mystery Inc. It was just wonderful. I do think my favorite one was the Battle of the Band. Just the music in that one was so good. Because you had the Hex Girls and then you had the ska band. That tune was freaking catchy as hell. Oh yeah, and then somebody's passion project on YouTube was a live action Scooby-Doo series, and they had the Hex Girls in that. So it was, yeah. So if you guys want that live action one that Tech is talking about, again, somebody's passion project, because they had so many callbacks. Like I was sitting there pointing out every single Easter egg I knew. So if you guys like Scooby-Doo, go watch it. It's one episode. It's like an hour and a half long. But yeah, it's worth it. They haven't done anything since, but I think they're still waiting on money. But I would watch it. It was really good. Thorne is amazing. I think that was the first time I ever really wanted to seriously cosplay was when I was 6 or 7 years old watching that, and I was like, I want to be Thorne. Yeah, I think Cryptid's doing Hocus Pocus. That's a good song too. I love that song from Hocus Pocus. I did not watch the second one, so don't ask me if I did. I did not. But the first one is so awesome. I'm aware what time it is, Cryptid. I'm just chatting for a minute because I'm having some fun. I thought you were going to say that, Angelica, because I don't know why, but the ooze did, that one really kind of was like, I think she's talking about the planetary disc, but I don't know if that was actually what she was talking about. Just not interested. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen many sequels that from Disney from the old stuff that actually made me want to watch it. Like I didn't watch the second Mary Poppins, not even just because I don't like Mary Poppins, just like don't do a sequel to a movie where all the actors are like in their like in their 70s now. Don't do that. I wasn't really keen on a second Hocus Pocus anyway. And then I found out what the plot was. Like my mom told me because she's a fan of Hocus Pocus. She's like, don't watch it. It's pointless. And she told me, and I'm like, I wasn't even gonna watch it anyway because again, just don't like I don't really like the sequels that Disney is coming out with. I'm not a big fan, so I'm not going to waste my time. It's like if they came out with a second Nightmare Before Christmas, would anybody actually watch it? We love the first one. Why would we watch a second one? But I did find out that you can write fan fiction for Disney, and it's published. I mean, as long as you're writing it for Disney, yeah, you can write your own fan fiction. What happened, Angelica? I saw that they lost the what is it? The artistic license to the old Mickey because of it went to the public domain. Mickey Mouse did the old one, and they're not happy about that, but they can't fight that because the rule is after you hit 70 years, you go into the public domain. God, the day Gatsby went into the public domain was insane because it legitimized all the fanfiction. Because for a while, like some of them would sue, and I think the day there will be the most rejoicing is the day that Interview with a Vampire, that series, goes to the public domain because so many people got sued because of her. And I mean, it didn't stop anybody from doing it, not really, because it exists. But I think, yeah, the day that series goes public domain, you will hear the cheers of the fangirls. Speaking of which, they remade that one into a weird series, and I have feelings that aren't good about that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the fact that they did Interview with a Vampire as a series on AMC, and I'm like, no. Like, the original was, I mean, for what it was, the original is really good. The book is very different, but that's to be expected. They're trying to take it's a thick book, this thick, and they're trying to make it a movie, and it was already a long movie to begin with. So I don't blame them for taking artistic license with some of it. Not at all. It's a very good movie. But the series that they're trying to make, or that they did make, was so left field that it forgot what it was supposed to be. I saw clips, I saw trailers, and I just went, this is not Interview with a Vampire. This is not Interview with a Vampire. No. This is something, it's like a spiritual reimagining, but it is not what you would call a reinvention or a remake. It is just a spirit. It's like a spiritual successor. Nope. It's not really part of what the original ever was. I don't know about Vampire. I didn't watch Vampire Diaries. I honestly didn't watch a lot of shows that people have watched. I didn't watch Vampire Diary. I watched Being Human. I watched a lot of sci-fi. Being Human was really good. I didn't watch Buffy, but I watched Firefly. I have a thing for sci-fi things. I watched Battlestar Galactica. I watched Game of Thrones. Part of it. What else? I didn't watch True Blood. I think I watched some episodes of that, and it just was like, what the is this show? But then my sister dragged me into watching Twilight, and I regret it a lot. A lot. I think that it was actually like watching that, watching how Bella reacted to Edward being gone for so long, like how she just sat there depressed for months. I was just like, I think that was my point where I went, and from this moment on, I will never let anybody have that kind of power over me ever. It was just one of those moments. I was just like, nope. Because doing that, not living my life because I'm hung up on somebody, is letting them win. And if they don't care about me enough to leave me, then why would I want them to win? So I just made up my mind right then and there watching Twilight. I'm like, nope, I will not ever let anybody have that power over me, because that's just stupid. And it's also, I think, what solidified Bella as a terrible, terrible, terrible representation of any kind of female ever. Because that's such a horrible depiction. Like, you get so hung up, you sit in one spot for months in your room. No, girls don't need that. No, we don't need that. We're better than that. Should have gone with the werewolf. Well, good luck, Cryptid. Good luck. So confused by that. To be fair, Wolf, that was every woman that went to see that wasn't a 13-year-old. But okay, Angelica, at least they were older than 16. Because I believe in the show, I believe in the movies or the books or something, Jacob was younger than Bella by like a year or two. And exactly, Angelica, I need to man up and do something. That was the most pointless love triangle I'd ever read. Ever. There was another book series I read that was a really interesting concept that just had an absolutely pointless love triangle. Right? What was it? Oh, it was this Chemical Garden series, something like that, where the women died by 21 and the men died by 25. I read that. They ruined Ninjago. I'm sorry. Ah, fair. Thank you, Cryptid. But there was this Chemical Garden series, and I read it, and then I finished it, like all 3 books. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, why the hell did she fight? Like, this dude wasn't hurting her. This dude wasn't mean to her. This dude wasn't holding her against her will. She voluntarily went into this situation she should have been smarter about. She got picked to be a bride, essentially. And then she went to live with this man and 2 other women in a polygamous arrangement. Yes, but he was not cruel. He was not like, it wasn't like he demanded it. He didn't demand anything. And then she somehow develops a relationship with the servant. Like, that didn't make any sense. Like, she was the first wife. She was treated well. She was actually loved by the guy. He fell in love with her. And she's like, I have to get to my brother. It's like, if you had asked, I'm pretty sure they would have taken you to your brother. Like, yeah. No. It was No. It's not that. It was something else. It was trying to keep the population going because it was dying off too fast. Because the women only lived to 21 and the men only lived to like 25, 26. Anyway. But yeah, I just was reading. I'm like, this whole romance between you and the servant was actually freaking pointless. And then you running away was absolutely freaking pointless. Because the guy that was technically your father-in-law was a scientist who could have helped you. Like, it made no sense. After reading it and thinking about it as an adult, I'm like, no, come on. Just no. You should have just communicated better. I don't care if you were 16. You could have at least said something. This man literally had all the money in the world, all the connections you could want. And you don't think he could have found your brother? And it turns out later in the books, he found your brother anyway. And you ended up helping him anyway. So book number 2 was kind of fucking pointless. We could have skipped all of that. Yeah, no. I'll end my rant there. I liked that series for the concept, but then you get down to it, it's like, that was absolutely pointless. Like, everything was pointless about it. Exactly, Angelica. It's like, exactly, Alicia. There's it just fell apart. You apply logic to it, it falls apart. And when you do that, if you can apply logic and it falls apart, then there was no logic there to begin with, and there was nothing there. Oh, God, horrible. Anyway, everybody's leaving. So good night, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in there for an extra 15 minutes while I ranted about books and stuff. It was really nice. Yeah, exactly, Angelica. Like, if you're going to kill him, why bring him back? Just don't do the shock thing. But I'll end it here. I'm sorry. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys. I hope you had a great night. Hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.